Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Daily News X, your daily deep dive into the stories shaping America. Well, I'm your host Kramer, and today we're talking about a growing trend that might surprise you, believe it or not. Or maybe he's closer to home than you would expect. Yes, so I'm talking about more and more Americans are moving into hotels as we speak. And let me tell you that it's not just for vacations, not for business trips, but as a place to live. That's right. So hotel living is becoming a new reality for thousands of people across the country. So today we're breaking down the situation and what's happening to these families, and if this trend becomes more popular, people will be more people will be affected for this situation. What challenges people face when a hotel becomes their only option to live, and what it means for the future of America. So stay tuned, my friend, because this is very important for you. Big question: why are people moving into hotels? Across the US, a perfect storm of economic pressures is pushing families, seniors, and young adults, and even full time workers to see alternatives to traditional housing. There's a couple of reasons behind this, and I'll mention one by one so you can understand better the situation. Number one reason: skyrocketing rent and home prices. Housing costs are hitting historic heights. In many cities, rent has jumped from 30 to 50% over the past few years, while our wages haven't kept up with the market. For some, the math simply doesn't add up anymore. So a hotel room, especially a budget long stay one, can cost less than a full-time lease, especially when utilities are all included in the bill. Another reason that we have is evictions and housing insecurity. Eviction rates have climbed, and once someone loses their apartment, getting into a new one becomes nearly impossible due to credit checks, deposits, and application fees. So a hotel becomes the only place without those barriers. Reason number three: flexibility and long-term commitment. So many hotels, as you know, offer weekly and monthly rates, not lease. No huge upfront cost. For people between jobs, newly relocated, or trying to rebuild after financial hardship, this flexibility is a lifeline. Yes. Reason number four: lack of affordable housing development. So cities simply aren't building affordable units fast enough. Demand is way up. Unfortunately, supply is way down, and hotels become the fallback option or the only option available. Reason number five: safety and instability. For some individuals, especially women, seniors, or people fleeing unsafe conditions, a hotel offers safety, privacy, and a locked door they can depend on. Now, I want to talk about some of the challenges of living in a hotel because, believe it or not, when you move to these hotels, there's some little concerns and things you need to think about because it's a crowded, very small space, and sometimes they don't have breakfast included. Parking is very tight, so it's a lot of challenging situations. Number one challenge is the cost adds up. While hotels can seem cheaper upfront, week by week, those payments adds up. There's no rent cap, no predictability, and if you miss a payment, my friend, you can be locked out instantly out of your room. No hesitation from the manager, no tenant rights, and no grace period. Challenge number two: you have a limited space, especially for families, family of fours. So imagine raising your two kids in one small room or small studio or suite. You got no separate bedroom, no kitchen table, no real storage. That's very challenging. So families juggle meals, homework, and sleep in a single cramped space every day in a king-size bed or queen-size bed. Just so you know. Challenge number three: no real kitchen. Without a stove or proper kitchen, families rely on microwaves, fast food, or packaged meals. Unfortunately, 90% of the hotels here in Florida, for example, they don't offer a kitchen. They're not suites; they're just regular standard studio rooms. That means higher food costs and limited access to healthy options. Challenge number four: you got to consider the emotional and mental toll that takes on people. Because living in a hotel long term often comes with stress, instability, and embarrassment for kids. Yes, because kids may hide their living situation from classmates. Parents feel constant pressure to keep the room paid for the entire month. Let's also consider transportation and location issues. Because hotels aren't always near schools, jobs, or public transit, which makes everyday's life more exhausting and expensive for them. Now, this is a big question for you guys, and something is about the future. Will this become the new normal? Is hotel living becoming a permanent part of American housing in general? Well, it's a couple of possibilities. And number one possibility is that it could become more common, believe it or not. If housing costs continue rising, that means more people may turn into extended stay hotels as a survival strategy. Some hotel chains are already leaning into this trend, offering extended stay packages targeting budget-strapped families as we speak. Possibility number two, we can put more pressure on the government and cities. Yeah, as this trend grows, cities will face new demands for more affordable housing programs, temporary housing solutions, rental assistance, and protection against predatory hotel pricing. And it's a good point about hotel pricing because they will take advantage of a small situation where it's a temporary, it's a hot market basically. So they increase those prices and the way they can make a money for the company at the moment. And that's challenging for family because that means they have to move from that place to another location. Some states are already discussing new regulations around long-term hotel stays. We also have another possibility. Could housing become even more unaffordable? We didn't think about that, right? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. If wages stay flat while housing prices climb, the gap widens. More working class Americans might get priced out entirely, especially single parents, seniors, and service industry workers. Or, reason number four, this could become a temporary peak. If the new housing development speeds up, or interest rates fall, or cities expand affordable units, this trend might decline. But right now, that's not the case. So experts say that the US is short over 7 million affordable units. So the change might be very slow. Now, what it means for you, the listener right now of this podcast. So whether you own a home, rent, or you're struggling to find stable housing, this trend touches all of us. Hotel living reveals a deeper problem within America. America's housing system isn't working for millions of people. In the coming years, we can expect the following things. More extended stay hotels around your corner. More families living week to week. More public pressure for affordable homes. And more political debate in Washington around housing reform. But until major structural changes happen, many Americans will continue turning hotel rooms into the only home they can afford. Thanks for listening to my Daily News X, guys. If today's story hit home, let me tell you something. You're not alone. The housing crisis is impacting millions of Americans, and talking about it is the best step toward change. Don't forget to follow the podcast for my daily deep dives that keep you informed, aware, and ready for what's next or the next topic. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care of each other. Thank you for coming, and have yourself a great day.